I'm pretty sure that by now, everyone has already heard Bill O'Brien has officially named Tim Kelly as the play caller for next season. Now, this move came as a surprise to many Texans fans, but it really didn't come as a surprise to me. Now, before we get more into it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss another video. Anyways, this move does not come as a surprise to me. I know it does to a lot of other Texans fans, but I mean, it was so easy to see this coming for a mile away. Because, like, if you go back to 2014, Bill O'Brien called plays in 2014, and he had George Godsey as his OC. George Godsey was pretty much doing the same things that Tim Kelly was doing, helping with the game plan and all. And then in 2015, Bill O'Brien gave him the play calling duties, and George Godsey held the play calling duties all of 2015 and even part of 2016. I believe he called like plays for like 5 games until Bill O'Brien took him away because he was doing a terrible job with Brock Osweiler. I don't know if you guys remember that, but the whole Brock Osweiler situation was a mess. And then, George Godsey ended up getting fired after that season. But, yeah, like, it was easy to see this coming. Bill O'Brien made Tim Kelly the OC last year. Tim Kelly did not call plays last year. There seems to be, like, a lot of Texans fans, for whatever reason, they believe that nothing's going to change because Bill O'Brien said Tim Kelly was going to call plays last year, which that is not the case. No one ever said Tim Kelly was going to call the plays last year. No one ever said it. I don't know why people are running around with that narrative or whatever, but no. Bill O'Brien never said Tim Kelly would be calling plays last year. The only thing Bill O'Brien ever said is play calling is a collaborative effort between himself, Deshaun, and Tim Kelly. Never ever did he say Tim Kelly will be calling plays. So that is not true. I see a lot of fans on Twitter going after Pat D Stats saying, oh, Bill O'Brien said last year that Tim Kelly would be calling plays. That's not true. Never did O'Brien say that, but now he actually said it. Now it's official. And this is a good thing in my opinion because if you recall, I said Bill O'Brien should have been fired after the season. But after all the signs pointed towards Bill O'Brien staying, I came up with some things that could potentially make the Texans better with Bill O'Brien. Because if you guys know, I've been saying it all offseason. I think Bill O'Brien's a good coach. I don't think Bill O'Brien's a great coach. I think Bill O'Brien's good enough to get us to the playoffs, but he's not good enough to get us to the Super Bowl. And I said the only way I can see that changing with Bill O'Brien is if, one, Bill O'Brien fires Cornell and gets a new DC, check. Number 2, if Bill O'Brien gets a play caller. He just hired Tim Kelly as his actual play caller, so check. And the third thing was he hires a GM. Hopefully they do something about that. Maybe after the draft they go after someone. I don't know, but I just think Bill O'Brien had way too much on his plate last year, and the only way the Texans were going to progress with Bill O'Brien was if he took off some of that stuff off his plate, and he just, took off the play calling duties. So, yeah, I think that's going to be good. And don't get me wrong, I don't think play calling is an issue with Bill O'Brien. I think the issue is game planning. Because look at it this way. Let's start off with the Falcons game. The game plan going into the game was straight up shred them through the air. They did it, executed it, beat the Falcons pretty easily. The following week, they played the Chiefs. What was the game plan? Run the ball down their throat. They did it, executed it beautifully. The game plan versus the Patriots, what was it? Beat them with the tight ends and running backs underneath because they have unathletic linebackers. They executed it, and it worked to perfection, and they beat the Patriots pretty handily. But then you look at games like the Panthers game. I think the Panthers game was so disgusting. The Panthers game. What in the world was the game plan for the Panthers game? You know, like I couldn't tell you, man. Like, what were they even trying to do? Or the Broncos game. What were they trying to do in the Broncos game? The Ravens game. What was the plan going into that game? You know, like, it's the game planning where I think the issue lies. And I think with Bill O'Brien giving Tim Kelly the play calling duties, I think the game planning can improve because there's not going to be all these things on O'Brien's plate that he has to deal with. Now, obviously, there's some people that are going to say, man, how long till Bill O'Brien takes the play calling duties away? He's not going to take them away. If he didn't take him away from George Godsey after that terrible 2015 season, yes, I understand we made the playoffs, but our offense was atrocious that year. If he didn't take him away from George Godsey, he's not going to take him away from Tim Kelly unless, you know, he absolutely sucks, but I just don't see him doing a bad job, honestly. I think he'll do a fine job because, I mean, we got Deshaun Watson. I don't think it's hard to scheme things with Deshaun Watson. And now, something else we got to talk about is Carl Smith, the quarterback coach. He got, I guess, promoted to offensive consultant. He's no longer the quarterback's coach. And then TJ Yates is, you know, got promoted to quarterback assistant. So Tim Kelly is the quarterback coach and OC/play caller. And honestly, I like that move because if you remember at the start of last season, one of my worries with the whole coaching staff was that Deshaun Watson might have too many people in his ear. I said, you know, he'd have Bill O'Brien, he'd have Tim Kelly, and Carl Smith. Like, you know, maybe that's too many people in his head. So now they just toned it down to one person, maybe two if Bill O'Brien, you know, ever wants to go talk to him, but one person, and that is Tim Kelly, because Tim Kelly is the OC, the play caller, and the quarterback's coach. So I do like that, you know, so now Deshaun only has to listen to one person. He's not hearing Bill O'Brien say this, and then Tim Kelly will say that, and then Carl Smith will tell him another thing. Now it's just Deshaun Watson and Tim Kelly. That's it. Not a bunch of people in his ear. So I find that very good. And now there's also people that are saying, oh man, I'll believe it when I see it. If Bill O'Brien made it official, it's official. There is no wait and see if it actually happens. Why in the world would Bill O'Brien go up there and say, oh yeah, Tim Kelly's calling the plays, and then Tim Kelly's not calling the plays? You know, when has any coach done that? You know, like, people just like to be mad for no reason. Like, it's pointless. If O'Brien said it, it's official. That's it. It's gonna happen. Tim Kelly will be calling plays for 2020. That's it. There's nothing more to it. He's gonna call plays, and that's final. That's it. And there's also other people saying, well, Bill O'Brien just did that to make Tim Kelly the scapegoat. No. When has Bill O'Brien ever blamed anyone but himself? Like, legit. Think about it. What is the one thing Bill O'Brien says after every loss? It's on me. I gotta coach it better. He always blames himself. So, no, I do not believe that Bill O'Brien is doing that to Tim Kelly just to make him a scapegoat in case the offense sucks next season or they suck next season. If the Texans suck next season, O'Brien is gone. Now, Bill O'Brien loves Tim Kelly. He loves him. Like, he was with him at Penn State. He brought him over to the NFL, and you know, he had him as an assistant and then promoted him, made him tight ends coach, and then last year, obviously, made him the OC, and then this year, he's calling the plays. So, Tim Kelly has been with Bill O'Brien for a good while, like 7-8 years, like I said, since he's been at Penn State. So, he's been grooming Tim Kelly to be this dude, I guess, this play caller. And Tim Kelly's 33 years old, guys. He's young. You see all these young coaches, the Cardinals head coach. You have Matt LaFleur in Green Bay, obviously Sean McVay. You have Eric Bieniemy. All these creative young offensive play callers. Maybe Tim Kelly is the next one. Who knows? And I've also heard that maybe in a couple years it's very likely that Tim Kelly could possibly be considered for a head coaching job in the NFL. And that's kind of crazy considering Tim Kelly has never called plays in his life, but that's what people think of Tim Kelly, man. It's similar to Anthony Weaver and Mike Vrabel. Haven't really done anything, but they're coaching candidates, head coaching candidates. Like, you guys know, Vrabel was here with us for 4 years, and then he became a head coach for the Titans. And then when we hired Anthony Weaver, people started saying, Anthony Weaver, look out for him in a few years. He might be a very good head coaching candidate. And now people are starting to say the same thing about Tim Kelly. That's weird, Bill O'Brien's going to start his own coaching tree, and then Tim Kelly and Anthony Weaver are going to go out and win Super Bowls, and Bill O'Brien's not going to win a Super Bowl. That'd be pretty crazy. But, hey, it kind of happened to Andy Reid with Doug Peterson winning a Super Bowl before him. So, who knows? But I do like this change. I do like that Tim Kelly is now calling the plays. I do like that we made Anthony Weaver the defensive coordinators. We got two young guys doing their thing now with our offense and defense, and in my opinion, that's how it should be. The NFL is no longer this old man's game. It's a young man's league, a young coach's league, and I really do like that Bill O'Brien made two young coaches his play calling OC and his DC. I really love that, and hopefully next season we see a more aggressive Texans team on offense and on defense, and hopefully we're able to do something. But yeah, overall, in my opinion, these are steps in the right direction. This Tim Kelly promotion is probably the best thing, second best thing the Texans could have done this offseason to ensure success. The first best thing is, fire Bill O'Brien, but since we knew that wasn't going to happen after a little while here, so the next best move was, promote Tim Kelly and actually make him a play caller. And then, we already got the new DC down. So hopefully we get someone to come down here to Houston and be the actual GM or help out Bill O'Brien in the front office, because I just want to take everything off Bill O'Brien's plate. Because like I said, I think he could be a good coach, but he just had too much on his plate. And, when I say that, think about a guy like Mike Vrabel. Dude was a terrible defensive coordinator here in Houston. Atrocious. Terrible. But he goes to Tennessee, he has his OC, and he has his DC. Then he ends up going to the AFC Conference Championship game. Mike Vrabel, terrible play caller, but he let his guys do his thing while he was just there coaching the team. To whereas Bill O'Brien, he let Romeo Crennel do his thing, but Bill O'Brien was coaching Deshaun, he was coaching the whole offense, he was calling the plays, and he was in the front office doing GM things. Maybe things can improve with the Texans if Bill O'Brien no longer has to worry about these things. Let Bill O'Brien just be the head coach. Let Tim Kelly handle the offense. Let Anthony Weaver handle the defense. And who knows, man, maybe things can improve. I'm not going to guarantee anything. I'm not a type of person that, will guarantee anything. But I do think this is a step in the right direction with Bill O'Brien. Obviously, like I said, the best move would have been to fire Bill O'Brien, but since we didn't fire Bill O'Brien, this is the next best option. And overall, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it, and I think you guys should be happy with it too. And most of you guys got what you wanted. A lot of people seem to think play calling is an issue, but I don't. But hey, everybody has their own opinion. Never get mad at y'all for having y'all's own opinion. So, yeah, if you guys think Bill O'Brien's play calling is an issue, then you should be very happy with this, because now Tim Kelly will be calling the plays. Someone else will be calling the plays. A younger guy will be calling the plays. And I think youth is important in today's NFL. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys for today. Be sure to comment down below your opinion on the Tim Kelly promotion. And be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.